Thank you, Mr. Peralta, for inviting me.
Thank you, David. Thank you for being here.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a few questions about what happened in 9/11, something that occurred about 16 years ago from now. This question's very brief, it won't take that long. Um, where were you?
I remember very well. Well, when that thing happened, exactly, I was on my way to work, and I have a call from my wife, Maria, saying to me there was a small plane crashing against one of the buildings, and I put the radio on. I hear the radio. There's something like that happened. And to be honest, I don't pay much attention. I don't think nobody paid much attention until things happen. I mean, when we know exactly what happened. So when I get to my business, I see people watching the little monitor that we have there, and I was really shocked to find out what happened. A big plane crashed against one of the buildings.
Uh,
That was a very sad moment.
Absolutely right. How did you find out something was wrong? Like, you mentioned about your wife, you mentioned about the monitor. Were there other indicators that told you?
Well, I don't think nobody knows exactly what happened. A lot of people were very disconnected of whatever happened because nobody had any news. I mean, the news were know exactly. They don't even know what happened. And to that moment, the first moment, and then eventually, news started becoming more stereo, and then we find out there was really some kind of terrorist attack.
So, during that time, were you put in a state of emergency, or was the area you were in put in a state of emergency?
You're talking about the city?
In the city?
Yes. They right away they put before the second building came down. They announced a state of emergency. Yes, and as soon as the images and the TV they were appearing, everybody started to be really concerned about it.
All right.
Nobody knows exactly what happened, but it was a concern.
Quick question. Did you happen to know anyone that passed away at 9/11?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. Two very young men that were, I know they were kids. And for me, it was very sad because I know them very well and the family very well. And I found out that night somebody came to tell me, two kids. When I say kid, they were already in the 30s maybe. But for me, we were kids. And it was a very sad moment for me to find out.
What were your initial thoughts or reactions when that occurred?
Initial reaction, I don't think, me personally, I don't have any, except that I was very confused. Everything was confused when we start to see people walking around like a zombie, in the street. Nobody knows exactly what happened. And people started screaming in the street. They were attacking terrorist attack, and another plane, and then we find out about what happened in Washington. The plane came down in Pennsylvania, and it was confused. The reaction, I don't know, I saw people in the restaurant drinking and eating because they were confused. It's not because they were celebrating, of course. It's just that they don't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do in that moment. And certainly, authority, they don't explain anything.
Yeah.
What's that?
What was the biggest change that you saw after 9/11?
People change. I guess in terms of security, a lot of things change because with a lot of, I guess, authority, they were aware that.
All right. I'm just going to repeat the question that I asked before, which was, what was the biggest change you saw after 9/11?
Well, there's a lot of change happens, mostly in people's mind. People were more aware of a lot of things that before this unfortunate thing happened, success happened, they don't know. Now we are, not they, we are, because some belong to this. And I was there, I mean, not exactly the place, but I was in New York, and it was a very dramatic moment for everyone, and very scary more than dramatic. Everybody were, as I said to you before, confused because they don't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do. To be honest, it's really, really confusion in people's mind in that precise moment. Then all the feeling, all the emotions, everything started coming out, I would say, after, the day after, because that day was really a zombie day for everyone, unfortunately.
All right. And as for when the attack happened, I was reading and I also heard that some people were unable to come home. How did you?
That's correct, because whoever was in New York, they closed all the bridges, they closed the tunnels, and nobody knows what to do. Me personally, I have a new, just 5-month-old girls at home waiting for me, and I have another one, 9-year-old, and I was thinking about that. That's my personal feeling was, I said, how did I go back now? Well, how long is going to be last? What is going on? What's going on? What happened? And I think many people are asking the same question. And we don't know what to do in that moment, but we come out good. Me, personally, I have to move almost off the city and come back to the city and take the ferry back to Hoboken. I was lucky to get the ferry. I don't know if it was one of the last ferries that I couldn't take it, and but I made it. I made it my way back home, safety and sadness. That just I have to pass by right across this from the building or whatever used to be the building, with the ferry, and that was everybody crying. It was a very emotional moment for everyone. A silence and only crying was in the ferry in that moment. That was my experience, my personal experience.
All right, and we're almost getting towards the end. Uh, what was it like getting on your first airplane after the attack?
Scary, concern because me and I guess everyone who has to do it. I don't did just immediately, but I did like a few months later. But people who the next day, or not the next day, because not fly the next day, but the week after, I think they were everybody concerned, because unfortunately nobody can assure, no institution, no government, nobody can assure that nothing going to happen again. Unfortunately, that was, the feeling for everyone. Everybody, I guess, they hide in that feeling. Nobody want to say anything. Life going on. We got to keep it going to work. Business is business, and people have to fly for business. And I think that's what they did.
And as we're getting towards the end, what do you believe is the difference between then, 9/11, and now?
Well, evidently everything changed. Not everything, but a lot of things changed. The difference are now, I think we are more secure in a way. Personally, I think so. But nobody assured me that this happened, the security we have now. Now we are another conflict. We have another problem. That was a creation. That was the beginning of some kind of problem that we have with other countries or the ideologies or the things that we never deal with that things before. American people never deal with this problem before. And after September 11, everybody started to deal with this kind of problem or whatever issues which they were not here before. And now everybody's aware about principal ideologies. And that's what we have to be aware of, unfortunately. But I guess the institution, government, whatever.
What is the difference between then and now? Getting back to that question.
Difference are many. People make the difference. I think, as I told you, they think different, they act different, and they are aware of many things that before they were not. And that makes a difference. Without saying that much, I'm telling you that, yes, people create the difference, and they mind, which that is something that has to be done before. But unfortunately, this thing has to happen for people to change mind. And thank God happened. And it is a lot of difference. Each one expressed in a different way, but it is a lot.
And getting to the final question, I'm going to ask you, what are your feelings on the 9/11 monuments in New York?
Well, never going to be enough to really. It's not a monument by itself, but you remember people who, for one reason, duty or not duty, were there and died. It's not a monument. It's just the feeling of we have to have it for the family loss. A lot of family destroyed. I mean, in a way, and a monument is monument, and it's okay to remember that. Because there's something we have to have or remember people for one reason or another they were there. And I think it's okay. I'm okay with that. I mean, people pay respect. Not only September 11, since then, every day, since the monument they were open, people going. Myself, I was there the first day. They opened it up, the monument where those two buildings used to be. And it was very touchy for me. Emotional was, I went down where my mind was what happened here that day. And I was there, and I can't express my emotion, but it was really something which, I don't know if I will repeat it, but yes, I paid my respect when I went there, I guess.
All right. Well, thank you for the interview.
Please, anytime. If it's useful for you,
Yes.
wish you the best. Thank you. Thank you very much, David.
All right.
All right.